Hi guys, and welcome to a very fun video today where I'll be talking about drawing without reference. And real quick before I begin, if you're interested in limited edition prints or a set, you can find them at happyd-artist.com. Hi there, welcome back to my channel and thank you for tuning in to another video. Today's video is a little bit different. It's not really a story time, it's not really a time lapse, and it's not really a tutorial, but it's kind of a combination of all three. Recently I completed a series of illustrations. I have them here. And a special thing about these, a lot of you might have already seen these on my vlogs, but I didn't use reference for any of these drawings. And I actually learned a lot from this exercise. I did 7 of these, all of them purely from my imagination. So I wanted to kind of share with you guys a few of the things that I learned about both my art style and kind of art in general, and kind of the benefits of every now and then doing some exercises without using reference. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and find it useful. So the first thing that I learned is that paying attention to lighting is very important. When I was doing these drawings and I didn't have a reference photo, I guess I chose a fairly more straightforward source of light. So in all of these, it's kind of like a soft light coming in from one uniform direction, like coming from, imagine if the light was shining directly onto the paper. You see here in these, like, there's no, it's not like the light source is coming from the left or from the right. There's no harsh shadows on either side. It's more of a soft ambient light that comes from the front. And even then, even with something as straightforward as that I, purposely made a little bit simpler for myself, it was really difficult for me at times to get the lighting perfect. I had to fix a lot of mistakes, especially in places where there could be a shadow, like the way this orchid touches the forehead here, like there's a slight little shadow there. So lighting and shading and lights and shadows, those things were things that I used to rely on my reference for to kind of help guide me. So when I didn't have reference, it really made all of these drawings a little bit more challenging. So definitely that's something I need to pay more attention to. And if you guys are drawing without reference, like really think about the lighting from almost a scientific point of view. Like just try to establish an imaginary light source and follow the rules set by that. If you want your light source to come in from the front, make sure you don't have weird shadows on either side. If you decide to choose the lighting source coming from the side, make sure all the shadows follow that angle consistently. And the second thing I learned is that it's definitely okay to make each drawing a little bit similar. So in this collection of drawings here, as you can see, they're mostly women with flowers and moths, and they're kind of all cropped the same, they're zoomed in the same. Even some of the positioning is very similar. I didn't try to make completely new concepts and completely new worlds for each drawing. And I think honestly doing that was a really nice break, because with my oil paintings, and especially when I have to film time lapses for YouTube, I almost feel a pressure to give people something different each time and to kind of like wow and impress someone or impress everyone every single time with something completely new. And this exercise, it really made me super comfortable just reusing and recycling similar ideas. Each drawing is still unique. It's no two drawings look identical even if they're similar, but just being able to tweak a few elements in each drawing really helped me solidify my style. I think like by by following one consistent theme and making all the girls look a little bit similar, it really got me comfortable with I guess getting over that fear and that expectation to always impress and come up with new concepts every single time, because that's kind of how you burn out, right? And every successful artist reuses themes in their work, and I think the way you have a signature style, like to have a style that someone recognizes as yours, is to have these little tokens and elements that reappear consistently in most of your work. So there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm really glad I did this exercise because it really helped me get over that fear, or that, I guess, insecurity in myself. So yeah, it's totally okay to have your artwork look a little similar and reuse motifs and elements that you enjoy. My third thing I learned is that without using reference, it really exercised my brain. I referenced this in a previous vlog. I said it made me feel like I was brain fit, like I had been working out my brain muscle and now my brain muscle is really fit. And that's because before, when I relied on reference, a lot of my creativity was kind of stunted because I was just following the reference photo, and they kind of did the thinking for me. They puzzled, or they pieced together the puzzle for me. And when I don't have any reference photos, I have to come up with everything myself. I have to come up with the pose, with the expression, with the composition, with the flowers I had to draw completely from memory. So that really forced me to like really analyze and study the flowers and moths as well, like the different angles of the wings. And honestly, when doing 7 drawings in a row, changing them up enough that they can still stand as individual pieces of art. So all those things together really forced me to work out my brain extra hard. And I think I emerged from this exercise feeling a lot more confident and creative. So even when I work on paintings now that do have reference photos involved, I am a lot more bold with my creative decisions and the concepts that I come up with. So I have this exercise to thank for that. The fourth thing I learned is, this is a really good one. I'm really glad I wrote these ideas down because I would have forgotten had I not written this down. But this exercise helped me get over that fear that you feel when you look at a blank canvas or a blank sheet of paper. I know you guys watching this probably know what I'm talking about. When you're just about to start on a brand new piece of artwork, seeing a blank canvas in front of you is so daunting. And that feeling is so common that it kind of, a lot of us don't produce art because we can't get over that feeling of like, oh my God, where do I even begin, you know? So because I was doing these drawings and I did so many of them, and they're on relatively smaller sheets of paper, I just started doodling on each one. I didn't have time to have that fear, right? Like, because these drawings are all sold and they all have new owners expecting them. So I basically started each one, and because I had no reference, I just started almost with like a doodle. Like, these compositions that I came up with, I didn't plan these completely out before I started each drawing. A lot of these happened, you know, through improvisation. Sometimes I would just start with an oval, like the shape of a face, and then I would make lines, and the lines might turn into a moth tail, the lines might turn into long flowy hair. So I started off with very light doodles and just let those shapes form as I, you know, contributed lines and shapes to my paper. So it really helped me get over that fear. And now I realize, like, after I did these drawings, when I start a painting even, I don't have to sit there and give myself a pep talk anymore. Like, I can just start a painting with confidence and know that even if I have to improvise and even if I have to make stuff up along the way, I'll be able to get somewhere. And the fifth thing I learned is that it really helped me kind of point out the areas where I'm, I guess, a little bit more comfortable. Like, so features that I'm more comfortable and more well practiced and better at drawing versus the features where I really do need to study and practice more and actually use reference to get better at doing those. For example, like, I realized I was really comfortable drawing eyes. I don't really need reference to draw eyes. I can, you know, make them close, make them open. I kind of understood already the different angles of eyes. By the way, I'm not saying that I'm perfect at it. I'm just saying in context to the features that I'm bad at drawing. Like, eyes are a more strong suit for me. And then, but things like the wrist muscles and the neck muscles and the collarbones, those were things that I realized I kind of struggled with, and I found myself when I was trying to guess what the shading or the anatomy would look like on those without the help of reference, I was kind of stumped. So now when I approach my future artwork and my future practice sessions, I know I need to incorporate more wrists, hands, and necks into my paintings because I really do need to get stronger at producing those. And then the last thing that I learned is that I really love doing this. Like, I love this exercise because it really has forced me to focus on things like composition and value and lines and colors. So all the things that references used to kind of solve for me, I now have to rely on my own brain to do that. And I realize that sometimes references can also almost be distracting, like, because you just have, like, your entire blueprint of a painting or a drawing done for you. You don't really have to go and think about that yourself. So when I started these and I don't have anything on the paper, I really have to think about, how do I make this composition interesting? Like, which direction should this hair curve now to make the lines look more elegant? Or, you know, like, how dark should I make this shadow if her hair is this color versus how dark should I make the shadow if her hair is that color? So I think by forcing myself to not use reference, it really like heightened my senses in figuring those other things out. You know, composition, line work, values, colors, how different colors play with each other. So all in all, in conclusion, the many things I learned, basically what I'm saying is I recommend this exercise to you guys. If you guys are trying to practice your creativity skills, definitely try drawing without reference. And I also want to say that don't give up using reference. Like, after this exercise, I'm gonna go back and use a lot of reference to help me practice my weak areas and things I need to improve on. But I think like it really helps you kind of solidify the things that you need to work on and really help you comprehend kind of your progress in where you need to practice if you don't use reference. And also, like I said before, it's a great creativity exercise, and it really helps you force yourself to come up with better ideas, and it really helps you build confidence when starting new pieces. So yeah, all in all, keep practicing, keep using reference. It definitely, like, you cannot improve as an artist unless you use reference, but I do think every once in a while it is great to take a break and force yourself to do some pieces without reference, just to kind of give yourself a creative boost. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!